This is on one side and the building, your particles on this side, right? So I'm just saying, what could you do to just, because this is the only thing you see, and what you see is you just see this metal garage, shed coming up.
We need to put it right over one side. I will put something.
So it's just gonna muck things up,
You know,
but he's telling us to extend the brick all the way up and be done with it. Since you're already intruding on the, sight line, you were brick, why stop it here and do glass here and there's
That's
nothing
my-
in between?
That's my trick, and I think it's a good one. Now, you're not, I don't know how you could still put, I would even say, you could still put, like dormer window, you could even put a window, find a place for a window in there.
It looks like there is.
He has it, I'm just saying, like, I don't know what the window pattern looks like below, we saw a picture of it, but like, maybe that's even the most basic and simple, there's
they're not even.
tons of windows.
Double,
Yeah, so,
even double hungs on the.
yeah, right, so put a single hung in there, and a single hung in there, put them in the same line, suddenly you got windows, your client gets another 2 feet times 10 feet, 20 square feet. The building looks nothing different, because all you're doing in Photoshop is extending this parapet over, I mean, unless there's other, to me, you're just discussing.
Wow, that would be, yeah, just the easy breezy thing.
I don't know,
I know, but they have,
we have clients and they have people.
ideas in the client, not him, the client must want to be.
Yeah, was the idea about getting as much light in
Well,
as
then-
possible?
I don't think there's like the window, the Empire State Building.
Windows, but windows.
Because the whole roof is not enough, you need to be in that corner.
Okay, Vicky, can you give me some direction what we're writing? I don't wanna say,
Are you okay with this? Should we just let it go?
no, I'm not okay with it now. I'm not, we talked about it, you're not okay with it, you're thinking about solutions, and the truth is, if he builds it like that, and we see it walking down Broadway, it's not gonna look so great for this type of building.
It's that corner, that
It's
metal.
Right, it's like, yeah, you know, like,
William, what is your thought?
yeah, we need you, William, this is why we brought you on. Seriously.
There's a lot of
It's
pressure
two-
on
two or one.
A lot of pressure, you're right.
Well, I still say it's the quality of the materials that needs to come up, but that's a close inspection issue, and you're talking about an inspection issue from the
This looks like-
street,
Is this a
which is a
metal
little
part?
bit different.
Is this a metal part?
Is there a?
Okay, but say that comment again about the materials. You said something nice?
It's done in bronze.
No, but we don't have to say bronze, but I like the vagueness
No,
of the
it's
comment.
the material is gonna improve the client's view of it, but is how much difference will it make in the street? So you're back to your plane change, where you can articulate, it can catch some light, it can move around. The viewer from the street will understand there's something going on, if that's important. But
Jared, you like it?
I liked it.
You liked it, I remember that.
So
Jared?
it's hard for me to. Yeah.
Okay, so forget it. I can write an approval,
Vera?
whatever.
I like that.
Inoffensive?
That's it. We made a full flip flop. Okay, motion to,
Approve as is.
okay,
Yeah, absolutely.
Any second? Extension, recusal? Derek, you good?
good.
Anyone on Gary's? Anyone on?
Nice sleeping room. Bruce would have ate this one and chewed it out.
We got it, we got it.
Did it right. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? George knows. George knows. George puts. He yelled at George 10 times for putting in a handicap. Please.
Yes, you make. Thank you.
Yeah, I know.
Wow. Okay.
Very
Well, tell them they won.
Thing is fun. It's fun.
Thank you.
I'm just.
All right,
Well,
congratulations.
I'll join.
Look,
You're presenting next month?
For.
Very good points.
Oh, well, Lucy will send a notice and so we'll wait and see if,
and cheer you on.
cheer you on.
140 West Street, please join us up front. Welcome.
That's the street, that's.
Yes.
Or not?
It's the board.
Yeah. Oh, that was.
These are.
I think they
Yeah.
have what they need. So
Yeah.
we can take all.
Yeah, I want
I'm almost,
Exactly.
going, I just.
Yeah,
it. I don't think I read.
Got investment property mortgage, Woodstock mortgage.
Off a bit.
You saw the game, it was Big Short, right?
With a million times.
Oh, I love that movie.
You guys need this or at all?
Okay.
She's ignoring
I'm
you.
ignoring it.
She's already been suspended once because of me.
Take it.
We laughed. Oh,
Oh, you're, thank you.
See him last night.
okay,
We're
wait,
back from his office.
oh, so we got, no, DXA, 140 West Street, hit us. Hi, guys, welcome, welcome.
Everyone, thank you.
Oh, this is a beauty. I know this building,
I
okay.
appreciate it. My name is Brandon. This is Will. We're in the DXA studio.
Mhm.
Fine, it's a amazing proposal, that we would got to. I'm sure you guys are very familiar with the building,
Yes.
as far as the Visa building, South Walker, 2927, prominent American art deco structure, in the city. As you know, I've been through, landmarks and numbers. So with that being said, with this application, what we are doing, is our work is focused on the 31st floor. Particularly at the 10th area, at the monumental windows, they're about 3 stories tall.
Just a resident?
Yes,
It is a residence, yes.
and the telephone building below, right? Still
I
not
got-
commercial. It's all,
It's all
They
converted.
got converted, for reference back around 2015. They got converted,
In Magna.
yes, Mac.
Now I know the project.
So, our application here for the 31st floor, like I said, specifically on the VZ and West Street facades, those being the West Street and South Street facades, particularly at the center arch windows. Next slide. So here, what we show on this page, is, the drawings from the Food C of A back in 2014, which show the window type that we are, proposing to modify in this application.
What was the proof in 2014?
That was the major C of A.
These are all new from 2014.
Yes, but they were replaced
In kind.
in the 2014 application. With some minor modifications, the added door.
That was the.
Circuit. To the terrace, which is about 6 feet.
This is the third floor.
Yes, correct. Floor with the doors is 30. Yes. So here we have a couple of existing photos from the.
Oh, and here's the.
Yeah. So this is just a couple photos for looking at these windows. You'll see the profile of the windows are basically at on each in them. And then those doors, were added to the application. We're looking at these streets here. And go to West Street side with better photo, kind of a sense of real windows, that we are, looking at here. And our work is going to be mainly focused on the upper work area. So going to the next slide here, into some comparative elevations. So on the left here, what you see is kind of the existing condition as it stands right now. On the right side, you'll see what we're proposing to do. What we'd like to add is on the 30th floor, a matching set of doors that kind of serve as a loggia opening, and then Juliet balcony railing. The railing is not, it's not gonna be a kind of projecting balcony, it'll just be attached directly to the framing. And just serve as kind of fall protection. And then going on to, the other side of West Street.
Here, I see existing door. Is there a terrace?
There's a terrace at.
So why do they want this?
Yeah.
What's happening up there?
So what's happening there?
This is a floor.
You'll see that there's some stains left below that covers the slab.
Right, no, this is like rooms behind, interior space, and now they need doors.
Yes, because we want to, right now inside, it's going to get converted to a loggia space with doors open. And they still have a fall protection balcony that's mounted onto.
Well, the space means there's definitely homeless.
Yes, there is a kind of interior. They're calling it a loggia. essentially because the windows open up to what you.
This is a loggia, right? If you, so you're not telling us that back here somewhere, there's gonna be a whole new space and we'll be seeing that in there.
If you're open the windows, you will see the doors, sorry. you see the doors.
Are you swinging those inwards? See anything very close to that. Okay.
The area of work for this project that you're proposing is the plane of these glass, nothing else.
No, he's moving these window types
No,
over
but
here.
all the work is.
Yes,
We're down.
yeah, correct. It's just in the.
The awning windows move up, and ventilators, whatever the word, move up.
Steel?
The two doors
Steel?
come in.
Yes, yes.
Steel.
Are you giving us the best possible window ever?
So
It says bronze.
Oaks,
they're,
oaks.
Right on the
Are
end.
they oaks? You said they're steel windows.
sorry, my mistake, they are aluminum extrusions, so there are aluminum windows.
Still says bronze.
It's even better.
But the bronze finish, kind of like
Wait,
yeah, like a.
What are the existing?
What's that?
What are the existing?
The existing windows are. So
They're
that
they're
would-
only 5 years, well, with,
Yeah.
5 years old, yeah.
If you had to estimate how high these windows up from the ground were, would it be?
There's, I believe, about
44 feet. apparently.
444 feet.
Okay.
The bird will love.
So you're only changing one of them, the one that's in the center, by adding Juliet balconies.
Sure.
So you
It's
see, it's a-
Juliet even, it's just a.
no, no,
fake
see in
body.
section of 8, 9, data.
And,
In
and,
section, you can see it, it's just a flat piece.
and you're adding louvers.
No,
No,
Oh.
moving them.
up top, is there louvers, is this spandrel? New spandrel
That-
glazing to
yeah.
match existing.
Okay.
Where's the existing?
Just below.
Oh, so you're adding one.
Yeah, adding.
And
These two are here, you're removing those. And they're being relocated in here. But it's still the same vocabulary, right?
Well, I mean, if you look at the elevation of the building, the center one is gonna become different.
Did you do it before and after of the center bay?
Yeah,
right behind you.
What sheet is that?
that sheet is.
Right.
7 and 8 for that picture consistent.
No, the whole elevation, it's just a little bit. Like she said, where's the whole thing so we can
We,
see?
we don't have a full elevation.
Why not?
We can certainly provide one. It's,
That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah,
This
exactly.
individually, it means nothing. We go, okay, fine. But when this lives in 5 other,
Look at page 14 for me, and explain, where are these spandrel panels? Are you understanding maybe that your graphic is a little more pungent than the actual reality?
oh, and you have blocks there.
It's glass, that's what I'm saying, the spandrel panel is back,
that,
there. So that looks like a vent from here, is what I would suggest. So if that's not what it is, it's just glass.
it's just glass.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So this is more sort of realistic looking.
Yeah.
Here it is, Nathan. See,
You got a good group.
Yeah, it's
you
true.
see
The,
all of this, and then all of a sudden this comes and pops in the middle. It really
there's no real fence there, it's just, it will do the light a little differently, obviously.
Got it.
I thought it was some.
The glass will be the same.
And is the glass, is this fritted or frosted or?
No,
or what is
no,
it?
it's a low EV glass.
So it's just, it's a glass.
pretty standard.
It's just got some white paint.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Whatever, this is a special building, so. Well, I know, but
No,
if it's 444 feet away.
that's not the point. If, right, I understand, it's not visible. But of all the gin joints in the world, you're gonna go and mess up these windows. On this building, what I mean, of all the gin joints.
Reach on. This is your
Do you-
choir here.
Do you, your floor slab extends to the blacks on all 3 bays? So you, so on the, to me, based on this image, the bay on the left-hand side seems like it's double story, right?
You can see the light. of
Right.
it, Yes.
And then the other ones, the center one, it seems like you have a slab in the middle, so there's And the one on the right is also the floor to ceiling light is higher.
Is that the case or no?
Yes, that,
Which-
There's a building right there, 440 feet, I'm looking at it, look how.
That's a
beautiful.
beauty. That's
double
a
height like left.
Courthouse.
And
Double height,
and divided in the center.
Nobody. took
Yes, what you
away
see
the
is
top.
correct.
And it's added.
It's
The
added.
center is added,
that's the kind of.
and the doors and the balcony.
Vicky's,
Then they're
Vicky.
installed with that.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Okay, where did we land, guys? I was,
Renderings from the street,
There's,
there's visibility study.
yeah. We have a couple of those.
let me see those.
It's
Wow.
hard to.
Anybody have the magnifying?
Yeah,
No, here, right there, never gonna see it, yeah, I'm looking at identical condition right there, and one of the most fabulous buildings we have.
No, I know.
You're not seeing it from the street, well, but there are buildings all around. Okay.
well.
Sitting down.
And the windows that you guys are touching, are they in historic?
No, they're 10 years old.
Right, they're not
They were
original.
replaced in kind, but obviously these are not 1920s windows.
But they are in kind
Or whatever that,
and aluminum, I have the same issue elsewhere, so they are aluminum, they didn't do them in steel, in kind. So essentially, just because they're, you know, younger and healthier in function, they are a match to what the architect originally.
without this change.
So as a matter of principle, please don't think I don't understand, but I cannot, I'm mortified. Go along with this, proposal. I wanted to use the word frivolous. Because it's like you're a custodian of an unbelievable historical building. And, as a matter of principle, you don't go and change one of 50.
A lot of nerve. Clients, we all have clients that ask us to do things.
Right?
If we were here, we'd be like, oh, please approve this, but no, I would also agree with Mickey that I wouldn't go with
If
that.
this was any other building,
That's not
but
true.
like I said, no, I meant if it was, less historical also, I would say, like, we just, approved that metal thing. Say, 450 in the year, who's gonna see it? Well, here. But it's not even that. We're custodians of something incredible. We should treasure it and go along with the flow. You buy it because you love it. You don't buy it so you can go out and say, we'll move that over. So I'm sorry. I hope you understand. The chair?
Is that the thing,
God, why am I like opposite of everyone today? I mean, I will go with the room on this and, we're not gonna write a positive resolution, I guess. Call the question.
Second.
It's because it's not appropriate. It's because we don't want
It's a
to
major.
touch our
historical-
buildings like 20 times
Right,
like
it's a
this.
major historical building in New York City. It's part of our fabric.
It'll be like that lady who like that fake Marilyn Monroe, they touch her up constantly, everything's done.
Oh, well, after a while, you lose control of
Well,
it.
yeah, but we don't like,
But the point is, again,
why you lose?
that
Now, it's one door with the Julia balcony and then somebody else
someone
wants to do
has to
something else.
come back. But it's not even that. It's the fact that this was perfect. We have to assume the architect did exactly what he thought was perfect. I'm sorry for being poor. He was the architect.
version.
The architect is, ILA.
He's the architect.
Oh, so you can't vote? Done.
You be quiet.
Okay, we gotta get to George. Which one is George? I
just a
can't
minute.
believe we have
No.
so many things. Oh, it's a temporary window.
So, we will write a resolution saying that, well, we understand everything. We just cannot permit, this.
Death by 1,000 people.
Yeah.
It's,
There you go.
it's, the word is not frivolous, but what's the other one where it's just.
Just kind of like something about like all over the place or
Yeah,
something,
yeah,
or like
A lot of-
spotty or something, or.
I don't think that's where
I mean,
it's
What we
going.
were saying is it's a type of building we're not catering to each individual.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay,
The building is greater than,
Stays
Okay.
as is. I like it, please, there's lots of new buildings, go somewhere else, but we cannot just go, oh, we'll just move that, and no one's gonna see it, yes, they will.
okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good presentation though. Call the question. I like to see some young men presenting, that's nice, but, that was
I
it.
think the last time we gave up that swimming pool, we give you a hard time.
Oh, really? This wasn't a swimming pool guy. No.
It doesn't matter, we don't say.
I don't know, this is probably one of the youngest guys I've seen come through here, I like that, that's good. Wait, look,
Question?
okay,
Second.
okay, all in favor of a negative resolution?
Aye.
Okay,
5-0.
come back again, please, guys, all right?
Don't do anything.
No, with another project.
Oh, yes.
It's just a-
Always come
This
back.
is a hard one, actually, it was a hard one, okay.
This is hard.
You
Yeah, say, I like that, you take that, okay, I don't need that, all right, Seaboard, temporary, I see temporary, so George, while you're giving it out, why don't you tell us, why are we still seeing temporary things? Is that not, every year we're gonna see something about this tent, or, why do they
Well,
need
just
to
looking at that, I mean, we had the master plan
Yeah.
approved in 20.
It's been that long, that you're back? Yeah.
What LPC is decided is that this requires a revised improvement.
Wow. Okay,
What was the thought last time?
I mean, I visited it, last time was, I mean, kind of malleable, right? You had the ski rink, that was a thing, you have the stage, this is another thing, I mean.
Oh, my God.
No, I mean, what was our opinion of it last time? The temporary.
Oh, well, there was a room of people that absolutely hated the whole organization, which may have tainted some of the views on it, but
Oh, no.
all in all, you know, it's worked. I live right by there, like, I can't complain about.
Building?
Yeah, I just saw Ben Harper, that was.
All the way up the water on the other side by Bagley.
They
Oh,
get
you
those
wanna do this here?
only on the way up, or the way down.
You're so sick of these people thinking around with this.
Oh, Volkswagen, I hate them too. No, what do you?
No, I'm not.
Is that-
This.
All right, George, hit it. Thank you.
Application.
Yep.
Change to our current master plan approval for winter temporary structure. We are proposing a heated structure on the roof. That will go from, spring construction to October. Yep, and late November, and it'll open March. Then we will disassemble it. And so that we can prepare for the summer concerts.
Think of-
Sure, we'll be to extend our stop concert series. Community private events, and then general use days where it's not in the use. Structure will be open to stuff.
I'm sorry, this rooftop is never open to the
The
public.
reason-
in case They didn't tell you.
They didn't.
I know.
The reason we're doing it, everybody knows this, right? This is the visitation Seaport. We do 10 to 12 million visitors a year. We're at anywhere from 25% to 40% less in the winter months. Just doesn't impact us. We're in a neighborhood. Our businesses in the neighborhood. And they struggle through this as well throughout the winter season. And so we're looking for ways to track traffic. What we know is the concert series in summer works. We're in our 7th season. See all the recognition the venue's gotten. Not again, just by the publications and the organizations, but by the very fact that 91% sell-through ticket for the 7 years we've been operating this, which is pretty substantial for most venues. There's also the artists who play. I could send you guys a link to a video of, probably 25% of all the artists play on the roof saying it is one of our fantastic venues. Someone referred to it as the Red Rocks in New York. So it's been successful for us. And when you see success, you try to, increase, to expand it. So another thing about the summer venue, to date, and we contribute to the employment of 300 people. I say contribute because a lot of the services we use for the concert are contract services. So stagehands who already have work, but we're supporting them. Security companies, second employees are our employees. We're also noticing that people are coming from outside the tri-state. So we're growing at about 6% a year. There's an anecdotal video that was on year 123 about a couple who came from Germany for 11 days to New York just to see a concert. That was some We also allows us to work close to the community. Netflix is one of the groups we work with. They are a foundation that tries to, 401c, that tries to provide experiences for and honor soldiers through experiences for their families, friends. We have been working with them since 2018. Again, I could show you their Instagram site of all the veterans who've been to shows. It's very couple. Tickets. So here's the structure. Essentially, probably the easiest way to describe it is next. This is the summer venue here. Right? We essentially put a tent over the summer venue. Reason why the tent is you're essentially putting 4 walls up on the roof over the summer. The stage is 5 feet off the ground. The lighting rig and sound rigs are 20 feet over the stage. And that sort of guides you as to the height of the tent. No one we've talked to will build a flat roof tent in a snow-prone area. So the tent rooftop has to be angled. That's why the height of the tent is like this.
And can you describe it here to us, because it's my understanding that this rooftop has certain areas that were left for the public use.
There it is.
Where?
Right, let's flip the slide. This is the roof access area. And that is open all of the time to the public. You can see the venue and the roof. And the new temporary structure that we're proposing is outside.
But if I just, since people are talking about this,
Yeah.
if there's a concert there, I can go up there
Yes.
and not be ticketed.
No, there's that.
True. We've been up there. We're a community. You can't even use the bathroom.
Give him a chance. I know you
got
had
it.
this experience, but I want to hear George say, if I
But we
go
can
there
read
tonight and there's a concert,
Let's go.
I can go up into this area?
You will need to enter the center aisle.
Yeah, there's a way to have a special way.
Those people know that they're
Yeah.
giving you a card.
Yeah.
With-
I can go there and look,
Go up.
and during the day, it's not as secure. I can still go up there.
Our issue during the day, on some days.
Yeah,
Is we are moving, part of the issue we're having, and something we're discussing actively with, we've been discussing. Scene plan. For some reason it slowed down after 2023, but it's come back up again. Our loading dock is here. And so when you're loading the concert in, you're driving,
You're making your problem ours, and every time, every time we as the community go up there, in fact, I was there with 4 community board members, and we were completely denied access.
Some of them.
Not long ago. It doesn't matter, we were denied, it was when Saul was there, I even confronted him about it, because if this happens to us and we know the rules, and it was absolutely unequivocally a no, go before you get arrested. It was, the security on that escalator are really aggressive. So now when you come to us, we take this opportunity to say you're not, the owners, not you, excuse me, George, the custodians of this, because they don't own, they're not fulfilling their obligation. And so therefore the community does not get access to this. And move your, whatever that is, somewhere else. Move it over to your site, leave that area to the public. Because because whether you like it or not, the truth is, they use that as an excuse every time you're there. There's some venue, some event that is precluding the public from going up.
But
And that leads-
maybe I was lucky, but I have been there multiple times.
I'm not saying,
And I have
Wanna
had
hear it.
no issues.
I'm not saying that it happens all the time.
You're saying when Paul was there, so that's over.
Past second, no, not much
Yeah, much over.
recent.
Why?
It is an issue that was raised. We have trained our guards, our security guards, to know that someone asks them to go up.
I mean, they didn't even stop me, honestly. And I had three little kids with me and we went up.
Saying it's not,
That's
if we're not in the middle of
point.
driving work.
But if it's not on,
I'm saying, you say specifically during a concert.
Well, that's.
No.
But you said there is a provision. If I want to go up there during a concert, I find the right person who knows, the right employee, the person who's there to
I'm
serve.
just telling you, it's,
good luck to you.
I understand, but that's any place, right? Like,
that's VIP.
Yes.
Because there are two
Behind-
ways we load the concerts in, right? There's one at the escalator that faces the Clark Bridge, which is general admission. And it would be much more likely that they would be versed in that, because that's where the majority of people come through.
I have such a-
VIP entrance, which is right across from the Tin Building, the big opening to the pier. That, if you go to any one of those bars, they will.
Let me ask a question. Would it be so crazy? This is off topic, but can we not have a plaque somewhere that says roof public access this way, and these are the hours, and there's no ambiguity whatsoever?
Really? Posted?
No,
You know, I mean, by the way, you have the right to say you can't come up here past ten PM. I mean, that's a safety thing, I feel like. So why not put a stake in the ground and say this?
we asked Sol to do
Okay,
that.
all right, well, so.
Better.
Debbie.
But that's not the point, nothing is changed.
To us, to us, to us.
No, the point is that we asked and because it wasn't executed, there must be some ulterior motive. And it's just like on a nice patch, we ask and they ignore.
Let's put back the best view of this.
You will get,
proposal.
the reason that we're doing this now.
I mean, Greg Passman.
No, this will come up. This will come up.
Yeah, no, it will.
When you get 54 people going, huh, they want
No,
something
yeah,
else?
it will.
But so then show us the picture of the render, you know, you showed it, like, and
It's
that's
right
like, the-
here.
right, but this is it, this is,
Yeah.
this is it, this is what it looks
That's-
like, and I,
The point is that because it cannot be zoning floor area, it has to be temporary. He has to describe to us how
I have an
temporary.
idea. Why don't, in exchange for that, put one of those on the empty pier for basketball, 1 for 1, you know, put that on there and put a yeah, the one that you guys say can't handle any weight, the one that had.
That's not me, that's, I have nothing to do.
Ah.
Jason, I
I know.
have nothing to do with that.
1 for 1, you know, okay, so
So,
let's just say
so-
disparaging things about
so,
this.
no, so the idea is that he claims it's temporary.
Well, it is
And,
temporary.
no, but there are definitions.
So,
Okay.
Maybe let me assure you two ways. One is LPC will require to post a escrow. that they can access.
Hmm.
Did it with
Right.
the last
like
one,
that.
we do it, so they will require me to. do
Like
it. So if I don't take it down, they're gonna use the escrow. So the second thing is, you see the summer program, right? We're not covering this up for the summer. The beauty of the summer program is that it's, we're not gonna change that. That would be.
What are you gonna do here in the winter, have winter concerts?
So there would be concerts there,
Cruise.
private events, and then open.
It's really a financial thing. You just need to-
Yeah, it's really to drive traffic for the.
No, please.
It's not getting.
No,
That's
we
fine.
have.
That's fine.
Wrong with making
Having
money.
fun. It's not just for us, it's for the neighborhood.
We,
Benefit.
Howard Hughes has taught us a few lessons that we don't forget. How are you anchoring this thing into the roof?
So when we built the building, we had built, series of dams on the roof. Which directly
So it alters nothing.
alters.
This is an unpopular opinion.
I don't have a problem with enclosing.
No,
the
we
roof,
don't, none of us have this.
But I
It's
think
the whole
it's
idea.
that form or gesture that goes on it, especially if you come to New York, you turn on the TV, that pier is on the background of
Yeah.
news,
It is
all channels.
Fox.
And, I mean, all of them, New York.
I know, but it is on,
But
on New York.
if you see it and do that, I mean, I think it should be a little bit more peaceful. I think it doesn't respect the historic district, it doesn't respect the building that it
Just the
sits
shed.
on. It's just like,
Yeah, it's like being out in the fields and Pennsylvania and you put a little shed so you can like have beer.
George, you don't have a picture of what I'm old enough to remember that when you guys were basically promoting a dome on top of this, right? There was some sort of like glass kind of.
There
Yeah,
was
yeah,
a,
yeah.
there was a.
No, I projected,
There
but
was like this.
But you tried to get fancy, you tried to get fancy, and actually the payoff wasn't so great. What I'm saying is, this being basic, like, what else are you really gonna be able to do? Like, there are engineering limitations to structures of which can be broken down before the escrow account gets.
But what she's saying, if you don't mind me
Yeah.
chiming in, is that, is this really necessary? Since it is a location that it is in constant use all over the world, that panning that view of New York City, right? And every inch of it has to be monetized?
Well, that's.
Yes. Yeah.
No.
Sure.
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
I mean,
Were you here when they calculated how they're gonna connect these piers to 250
I'll
Water
ask you a
Street?
question.
Were you there? It was the most incredible royally zoning thing that you ever heard in your life, okay? It was going to Minnesota and then coming to New York, that kind of a connection. So they have a lot of leeway. We've done a lot. And so not everything has to be monetized.
I agree, but this is a concert venue, the purpose of which is putting on concerts and monetize here. They want to extend it in the winter. I just don't see the issue.
You can vote yes.
I think I will.
I need to say this, see, monetize.
It's not just.
3% of the pier is
Not solely a concert.
just outdoor space accurate.
It's where we maintain that.
You won't see it in here.
I have.
I'm just saying 40% of the pier is outdoor public. We clean, maintain, we don't monetize that. Because it literally is shopping somewhere, we haven't.
Oh, no, I started playing there at the Tim building. That was another thing.
I mean,
Can I
getting
just
a little
say?
bit off topic.
Yeah, I know, I'm gonna be a little bit off topic, but George, okay, I'm gonna tell you, in the summer, when you have your lovely concerts, and I live on Front Street, I tell you, I can hear boom, boom, boom.
It has gotten loud.
I do hear a lot of noise, okay, so, and I will say that I teach in Isaac, you guys all teach in Isaac.
I know.
And there are times when you will not let us go upstairs,
Oh.
okay? Yes, they're the guys, I just want, there's truth to all.
I'm gonna tell you, I
No,
don't know
let's-
if
let's-
it happens, it definitely happens.
All that aside, I understand a very sympathetic feeling, you wanting to try to activate the space during the winter, except this intervention is, I think she was, you were saying, is there a way to do it? It's very impactful. Is there another way to do it that is a little more tasteful, less large? I mean, I mean, the height I'm talking about, right?
It's 50 feet.
I'm sure that that's the snow,
George.
that's what.
Yes,
You can't say that the stage is 5 feet off the ground.
I know, I've
The
done that.
landing rig needs to be 20 feet
Just-
above
We
the
don't
stage.
get it, actually.
So I know you are. I know you are.
No, I'm trying to understand.
It's 50
Yeah,
feet,
because I've
right?
been there.
Once you get there and the fact that the roof, because you're in a, again, a snow prone area, the roof can't be flat. It has to be peaked. So when you start at 25 at the corner, 28, 20, you get above the rig and you go up, that's
So
where you end
what
up.
we're saying is that
I
their
think it's
nation
so-
creates
it's like
this,
so-
this monster
Yeah.
enclosure
That's-
that in turn shows our city as nothing but a barn shop.
It looks really.
Remember, we're not picking on you, but
Oh,
And I know this must not be cheap for you to have to put up and take down either, but is there, okay. Is
there
there
not be
a
a permanent structure, because that would add zoning.
No, of course, and I'm glad I understand that they don't want it to be permanent.
They
want it to
can't
be
have it
open
illegal.
now. They want it to be, boom, boom every Thursday for me, but it stops probably at a certain hour. And I just hang out in the back room
Oh.
while this is happening, but that's okay.
Getting a very like,
But that's okay. What I'm saying-
time and bounds, whatever, in the,
So.
Digitally.
No, no.
You keep saying it.
Little noise, right? That's what I heard. Okay, the base. So, but George, how can we make this in a more, like, but you don't,
I don't think it's possible to make that pretty. It's just a thing. Hey, it could have graphics being sold by the square inch on the
And when
roof.
you look at it, you know, it's just,
That's-
when you
they can
see it
pick that
off the
up, pick that up.
bridge and this is hard.
QR codes.
So Norm,
A lot of friendly skies.
you've been out in New Jersey where there's like antique shows and then they have those giant,
Cheers.
Okay, so,
this
who's the architect?
This was
Who's the architect?
original architect, this is a small.
2018. That was approved.
And
And
those
the
are
reason
all,
why I show it is just because the following pictures. South and north, the following pictures, which is what LPC requires us to do. All of these locations are locations LPC asked us to show. Shows what the master plan current approved is, so what we see.
It's true, it's bad architecture. Not only that, Vera, but, you know, over the 7 years, they've come to us many, many times, and each one is an idea of how to monetize everything. And then they gave us the tin building, which is to the average person, unaffordable at every level. One flower, 15 or 25.
Done with the flowers, they closed it down.
Thank God, it wasn't gonna last.
But it was a beautiful.
It was.
It was funny, but I love
Afford
it.
it. The guy at 140, West Street.
Okay,
But see,
guys,
though-
what are we doing here?
So can we take it down to a different scale or?
No, because he's saying that the section
Can you?
of the
Yeah, they-
stage.
Can you? No, but let him answer.
What I'm saying here is, what we're doing is we're leaving the stage as is because we think it's worked so well and the artists have liked it, so we're leaving the stage as is. And that's really what's driving that. Honestly, it's high. There's no doubt.
so, and there are no other solutions in the market,
Can't level out the roof, and the pitch has to be what it is.
but it
Otherwise,
doesn't have to be a pitched roof tent like that. We can, I'm sure there are other systems in the market that could, you know, satisfy the enclosure and whatever requirements that it has, and it looks a bit more conventional.
you're looking at what we can do with the structure we have in place on the roof. And the uplift under that would snow.
How do you get the snow off it?
You.
It's just,
The
falls- it just, you heat it and it falls down. It just slides.
roof skin is actually insulated, it's double with air bits when you go on, so you pump out your squeeze.
I don't know.
They're playing with.
I mean, it could be just one of these things we don't like and then they get approved.
Well, that's good. So
Yeah, we're talking.
is it,
Not around.
is it the, what is the core objection? It's the material, it's the size, it's the way it looks, it's the, what is that?
Everything.
No, mine is, my
Yeah.
is the scale of this
Mhm.
and
And the look, it's farm-like.
Well, so, I mean, I know they probably want to keep some of it clear because of the views, but for the southern exposure, can they flat that in something, even another color
It
line?
can't be cladding, it all has to be temporary and taken down, and only very few companies make this.
Other type of vinyl or something of that nature, so that visually when you're approaching from the entrance, it fits into the look of the
Oh,
building.
it's not the entrance, we're talking from like Brooklyn Heights, Panning, New York City.
It's of all the objectionable things, because you have like this building that's sitting there rotting away that's half finished down the block. I mean,
But this, you see, Pier 17, look, she has an image of it, there it is, everybody sees that.
I'm just saying, you're literally.
If you wanna like identify New York City, you
I'm
want
saying you have a leaning tower of the seaport.
but that's not in front of us to review.
No,
This
but I'm
is-
just saying, of all the objectionable things, this seems pretty.
Remember what we said, we're discussing, and then we all get to vote, so we don't have to talk each other
It's up
into.
110 days. Say that. It's up for 100.
Okay, that's
What I'm
enough.
saying is, if the objection is the way it looks, for the non-view side, and they clad it in something that makes it fit into
I
the.
don't know what you're talking about.
But it's not the cladding, it's the size of it. Like it is,
But
Camouflage?
somebody said size, somebody said.
Like, is this less that's large because it's camouflage?
No, I'm just saying,
that
it's
would be
like.
funky actually, but
What is it?
Size is size.
camouflage.
Okay, to expand on what Jared's saying, we'll wait,
Can I just interrupt?
please,
for one
please
second?
interrupt.
No, because I think there might be something here. If this was, like a big bubble dome, right? So it's funky. And yes, it is in something that will go for a few weeks or whatever it is, 93 months.
You can thank me later. What is
Something-
the surface that makes it special rather than just boring?
Oh, but they want windows.
No, no, the roof, it's the roof.
Oh, make the roof camouflage.
Glass. You can see
Well, what is
through it except the roof.
It's not glass.
No, the walls are glass.
Roof is a,
The roof is vinyl.
Arc,
Arc,
But
yeah.
it's clear, right?
no, the roof, no, the roof is.
Other than-
So can we do like a big St. Jude's
Black,
out
white,
or something?
haven't really.
Or,
No, make some,
right, and you do.
on the island?
And every year.
Guys, we have a limit.
Thanks. So you do something wild, okay, so if you can't, we don't want the farm thing, okay? Because I will write that, no, we don't want the farm thing.
Can it not be clear?
The roof.
Well, they can be anything you want, as long as it's,
It'd be a clear plastic, which would,
we don't-
again, we couldn't support it with glass, right?
So if it's something like this,
So it
if
could be
it's
a clear
something like
plastic.
this, right? And then,
Quonset hut. Now we're going from farm to Quonset hut, and this.
no, like hockey rinks, but then it's flat. Come back and you show us something in here that makes this almost a temporary,
I go back to the camouflage.
Uh.
It
and
could
then
just
it's
be
less
full graph,
egregious.
and it can be different every
graphic.
year.
It's 3 months of the year and it's a full graphic and that's
Next summer.
city.
What's the peak?
George, what do you think? You're gonna now put a graphic on top of this?
No I mean,
Oh.
no.
Fly the from the skies.
Don't go traffic, I will definitely.
QR code that you can scan.
Please
through
don't,
your
don't,
window.
don't.
Anything like that one is a logo or?
That's fine.
What?
No, I see. That's.
There's a graphic
Copies.
But
No,
that
there
is the way it looks and everything.
issue. If it's just designed.
No. So everybody
Okay.
recognizes the value of good design. This is not only gonna be functional, if you do something that is not that farm look, that it's functional and it's a piece of art. I mean, we were gonna have a Frank Gehry building at one point as a MoMA on that elevation, right? So what we're saying is that if we have to have it, make it almost, whoever does this understands when we talk like this. So the artist, the architect,
You wonder
right,
if it's gibberish. It's a joke.
we understand each other well.
I agree.
Is that, what's indicative of New York? Andy Warhol. something.
Skyscrapers. What do you mean? Is that not true?
Yes.
Black and glass.
That's not what we don't.
That's not.
Oh.
Design competition, I'm sure a lot of people would want.
Oh, wouldn't that be awesome? And then Howard Hughes would be doing something for the.
But it's not Howard Hughes.
Oh,
Yeah, they did a swap on you, but
Sleepboard,
It's a separate company.
They
very
split
good
off.
tennis player.
Right.
No longer.
Funny. Oh, by the way, could there be tents in there?
well, you spun off. Wait, you spun off of
Yes.
Howard Hughes.
Pickleball?
You didn't get your
Who's
share?
the owner? Yeah, who's the owner now?
It's
It's
still a public company.
Yeah, still.
There's a leader.
There's a leader.
It's a new leader. Anti.
And Bill Ackman,
Bill Ackman, Pershing Square is still a
Big investment.
substantial owner of the.
don't come here and tell, talk to us. We know what this, Bill Ackman. He knows this, because he plays tennis. I don't know, it's up to you guys. What do you-
Plus Pool still going around here, something?
What's that?
Plus Pool?
Um,
Have the Plus Pool, but
we're located, just south of 30 cents. They've had a, sort of sample mock.
right here, something.
that they were approved. So I don't know if that's their permanent location or not.
You take the lead on this one.
Well, the whole idea is that while we bash it all out here, we have to somehow approach the rest of our board and the precedents of the same people that are in charge now and were before have left a bad flavor on our community for a variety of reasons. And it's hard to, be welcoming of every idea that you get. And so how do we present this?
Well, I like your idea of giving it up to the general board to make a final decision. Is that what you're saying? Like, we're not enough here to just say, George, we like it, George. I mean, you would find
250 left us.
more opinions on it, right? Because tonight, I think we're not gonna give it a go. Is that what you're saying?
And 250 left us a very,
Big hole.
It's not gonna have a
Sand in the
250.
ground and a lot of.
George, but not,
Thank you.
they're taking bids, yeah.
it's the seller.
Any-
Yeah, JL
any good-
JLL has.
Any good,
Yeah, JLL is carrying the property right now.
But are we in favor of?
Well, George, do you want to represent this in any way to the bigger group to try to make your case? I give that option.
Huh?
Take questions.
I certainly would want to be there because I know noise will be coming.
and also public access.
I want to address the public access issue we talked about here and happy to talk.
Wait, are you saying go in front of
So
exec?
can we agree that I'll set?
Exec? Go in
No,
front
no,
of
I think there's an opportunity to set it up that we thought, just basically, we thought it was maybe too big for the basicness of the structure, too big. Okay, and if anybody wants,
It's
and so,
incorrect
so we didn't make a
design.
conclusion, and we're willing to hear other people, there's 40 other people on this board. If 40 people besides the 10 people really like it, I'm not gonna stand in front of it, I'm just not gonna do
But
that.
why would we take that approach different than every other?
Because I think in this, it's a very used space, frankly, me and Vera are the only two people that live anywhere near this structure and experience it in any way, and I could say a lot of good things about it, a lot of bad, I could bore you all night about the effect of this property on the surrounding neighborhood. And therefore, I think, and inevitably, we can put a whole conclusion together, and when the people see Tier 17 and Bob Townley and this guy comes in, they're gonna have a whole thing to say about it anyway. So I feel like, why don't we just prepare for that, not put the burden on the executive committee, just go in with like simple facts. We thought it's too big. How big is it? It's 50 feet. Do the rest of you people think that's too big?
5 floors.
Whatever, and give George, who's been here a lot, the opportunity to answer questions and deliver for your client, right? I mean, I
I guess
think,
the question is there, do we realistically think there's any version of that room is going to work?
I don't know, you never know, I've been here a long time.
But I just don't understand why we want to render the opinion, whatever.
Well, because it sounds like a split, I don't know, is it split? You're with it? Anyone else
I'm
with
not.
it?
I would probably be with it before I was against it.
I'm exactly like that. It's like I'm in the middle, but like if
I'm
everyone
very
thinks
much
it's
in
gonna
the
be good.
middle.
Yeah, so,
So,
I guess that's sort of isn't that the question, right? It's like, does it look, we love the look of it.
No, we don't, and it's wrong architecturally. Take it from 4 architects, right? It's an inappropriate solution to have this gabled shed that you put on, giant warehouses in New Jersey. That's what they look like.
But again, I understand the historic history. This was a shopping mall
Yeah.
for many, many years. Now, I'm just saying, this is not like, so then the result is that we don't.
does it beautify it, Jared? Or does it take away from it? I mean, you can make render whatever, I think that's the questions that some people feel unanswered.
I don't think it beautifies it.
Okay, well, that's not a step in the right direction then, right? Why are we doing things to unbeautify things of this scale? It's not like unbeautifying something with a little Coke bottle, it's like, as people are saying, it's on the thing, it's on your screen every morning, it represents New York. By the way, I'm just viewing, I actually am like really more gorgeous, I feel like, I hear what George is saying, there's an issue here where people don't, it's hard to get people to come here. For some reason, people go to Little Island, or they go to
You know
whatever.
what's hard about it? $25 a flower.
Do you know what a guy said to me today? I don't understand how any business stays in business here with the prices.
And I think-
Oh, they don't,
I think that's correct.
and they don't.
I guess what I'm saying is,
Corso Como came and
unless
left.
we're saying there's a version of this that
Okay, you have-
exists, that
Tatiana,
is,
and you have one person that wants to talk about this. Sorry.
It was still.
Jared said, no, we don't. No, we
Yeah,
don't. We're done.
finished.
unless we think there's a version of this that is going to be a visual improvement, ultimately it's a question of tempt it or don't.
I know, I'm with you.
Right, and
I
I think
agree.
unless there's somebody has you know, idea for a physical solution to this.
Low it up or down tonight. Okay.
No,
Well, you're a vice chair, so.
One person online or you want?
Yes,
person
let's,
in?
well, one or the other, just do it.
Okay, let's go online. Go ahead, Tatiana.
Could be a bot.
Go ahead. If you know-
Hello? Hi. Hello.
hello, yes, we can hear you.
Okay, great.
No.
Hi, how are you? Good evening. I'm Taina Prado from the Downtown Alliance, and I'm here to give a statement to the record. I also emailed it to the portal. The Downtown Alliance is the business improvement district for the neighborhood, and we support the Seaport's application for a seasonal winter tent. The temporary tent, the temporary structure will allow for increased use of the rooftop during the winter months when visitation tends to decline. The Pier 17's successful summer concert series has helped draw, countless people, families, New Yorkers, visitors to the area, which we believe greatly benefits the neighboring retailers, hotels, restaurants, and bars. We've heard firsthand from small businesses, not just in the Seaport area, that they do see a significant decline in their own business during the months that the Pier 17 is less active, and we believe that our businesses will continue to thrive with the Seaport's ability to further program this space. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Tatiana.
Who's next? Oh, go, sir.
My name is Mateo Colon, I'm a fellow for government relations at the New York Building.
So you're gonna have.
We can hear you. You come up, yeah.
Should I just come here?
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
My name is Mateo Colon, I'm a fellow for government relations at the New York Building Congress. We represent over 500 organizations in the building and construction industry across New York State. Thank you for the opportunity to testify. Building Congress strongly supports the Seaport Entertainment Group's proposal for a temporary winter structure on the Pier 17 rooftop, which would extend seasonal programming and enhance public use of this iconic space during the colder months. The structure, only to be open from mid-November through mid-March, will drive foot traffic, support local businesses, and activate the entire waterfront at a time when visitation typically slows. It's a smart, time-limited enhancement that creates consistent economic and cultural value for the entire Seaport community in Lower Manhattan. This proposal aligns with the broader vision for the Seaport District as a year-round destination for arts, culture, and community. It also lays the groundwork for future activations tied to historic milestones, including the upcoming 250th anniversary of the United States and 400th anniversary of New York. The Pier 17 rooftop has become one of the city's most dynamic gathering spaces. The seasonal addition ensures that it continues to serve residents, visitors, and small businesses even through the winter. We urge your support for this plan and look forward to working with the Seaport Entertainment Group as they bring forward more community-focused programming in the months and years ahead. Thank you for your participation.
Thank you. We will note that there were a couple of positive comments on that.
And did we decide to vote on this tonight?
Invite them.
No,
Are we voting on this?
no, I mean, how did you hear about this project and
Mhm.
then you were here? That's what.
We were a member.
Well, you're a member of the building.
Contract for the Alliance as well.
Okay, so, we're gonna be doing a negative resolution that says it's too tall. And just leave it at that and then
No, it's
have
too
people. look at
tall and
Can
the
we find something that
configurations.
supports the,
The idea of
the
it,
idea of imposing
Okay.
it or.
okay, I like that,
Something
isn't
that
that
will-
okay?
But be more,
But now we understand that the too tall business is not negotiable, right? They're gonna wipe off
You
all
tell
of
me.
their stage and their rigging.
They're saying we're too tall, you're saying they will say it's not gonna go, it's
The
not.
height is based on things that they Could it change? Yes, you could take the whole building down, do the whole thing down.
That's an interesting question. What about the rigging? I mean, the rigging is structured in the way it is, it's modular.
Yeah, I mean, some, the idea, given,
Huh?
given the way the
Car service?
There are, what was
industry
that,
works.
we saw it, recently from the Red Girls,
I gotta get.
that
car
we could
service
buy,
to
what
work.
events coming
All
out.
the venues that don't have-
Their venues are smaller, they're also smaller in state.
What is the?
Not like a couple
age
size.
of that?
There's also,
I don't know what it was.
smaller acts
That's
that
not
play
a
on this,
community cost.
trying to attract the same acts that.
That's what I'm trying to say. So they say it's gonna drive economics. No. It does not drive the right economics. It drags one-offs and it is not a benefit to the community. We just all got distributed an invite to the Red Pearl at $3.50 a person for some event that they're celebrating.
Love to go.
You will see, Jim, you will see, the community will tell you, this is not a community-friendly price range. And we went along for months and years on the tin building, and now it's unaffordable.
By the way, it's unaffordable to the tin building. You know how much money they're saying?
That's their problem. Please comment on the community, not on them. You take
I
a
went-
direction that makes no sense.
That's your opinion.
No, it's not. It's a fact.
Oh, okay. Call the question, please.
I don't know what we're writing. I just want to make sure, is it a positive or
We
negative?
could
Okay,
write
thank
to
you. Okay, call the
approve.
question.
We could write to approve this as it is. And then we
Yeah,
can say
we-
yes or no.
Okay, I don't know if that's gonna air well in the room.
Well, with the, where it airs in the room,
Well,
this is a mixed vote.
Okay,
You know,
okay,
and then let the cards fall where they may.
okay, okay. So does that mean we're just gonna say we don't, we like it and you can vote against it? That's what we're gonna say, that it's okay as a temporary structure?
Or we don't like it and we can vote, you know.
Well, I'm trying, who got straw poll on liking, don't liking? I need
I
to
like
know.
I like it.
1, 2,
I like the idea, but I didn't.
okay, not again,
No.
you,
And I'm
give me
okay
something,
about it,
that's 3.
but I not the way it looks.
Assuming, but
Wow.
I just don't like the way it
But
looks.
assume that there's no improvement, there's no available improvement. Assume that the tent industry has a finite number of examples, and it's this, or it's not.
But do we let the tent industry
No.
keep beholden,
But
it's
George, that's-
not beholden to the
Is
tent?
there another way to do this that's more palatable?
There are ways that you guys have done it, or like.
Yeah, that's I'm not, we're not.
If there was
I know you-
another structure that I thought we could do that would better shape.
Okay, let's do it.
That's why I'm saying, if it's
Very
visual, can we clad it in something that makes it less offensive?
But if it's the bulk of it, you
That's
can
right.
clad it in gold, it's still gonna be as big. If it's a fat person wears a,
Right.
camouflage,
That
there's still that stuff.
presumably isn't going to change. They either want the whole enchilada or they want no enchilada.
Is that
I'm
right?
saying make it round, as I pinched out.
You like them.
The round is nice. But
And turn it into a piece of art. So they have to come back with something.
At some point, the center is flat. So now that has to be engineered differently for the snow than this, right?
Yeah, let's do, let's just spend some money.
So are we saying if it's gonna have to be this tall, we want it to be more, have a better presence? Or whatever the word is, or appropriate
Softer
presence?
profile, is that a thing? Softer profile?
I mean, it is a thing.
I mean, does it answer to,
You know, an A-frame or not.
like, we round and, you know,
I don't know, I don't know. What do you want? You wanna write this one?
Oh. Him will be.
Okay, right, I wanna keep it very
You said we're gonna
simple,
touch-
honestly, I wanna keep it very simple.
I mean, we're
This room-
design it here.
Did we
We don't do that.
wanna let this pass? Now I'm gonna say yes, so I'm in the yes camp, so now I'm gonna write an approval thing, and you can vote against it. And it's gonna be simple. It's temporary. This is
6
true,
months.
it's temporary.
Less than.
five
It's
months.
definitely taller than anybody would like to see it. Okay, you don't want it to be that tall.
It's bigger than it. I'm not saying it's an.
Did it, why did you get it? It's only 3.
Yes,
Why
it's
did you
end of November.
So, Jason, I was listening.
I don't know, I mean.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
And, And we'd really like to see, make sure that all options have been exhausted for this type of structure in terms of like design and like,
I've seen instances where they beautify the inside of this, thing. They treat it like it. Maybe there is something that can be done to the outside, but the structure probably is the structure unless somebody's got some brilliant other idea.
No, this is all about what constitutes temporary. Do you understand? The issue is zoning floor area. You can't add anything of any substance, otherwise it will be considered zoning floor
It
area.
has to
I
be
mean,
intent.
George, why is there not?
Not, it has to be
Why?
mountable in a certain,
Well,
and
Well, I know,
Where is this
question is
coming
that
from?
heated and.
Where is it originating?
saw the presentation.
Has to be.
It's not fair.
There's rules about what is
Okay,
temporary.
I really don't want to speak for others. Secondly, legally, they interpret
Zoning
this
floor area.
Gone through the.
They don't want to get themselves.
To make money, and the whole idea was we did not have that height for zoning floor area.
Okay,
That
I
building
don't
has a certain
think
height.
be mad at me, but I think I think we should do a positive resolution and those people that don't want to be into it should vote against it. That'll show in,
Really, we
But
could be
people-
representing ourselves.
but,
The people
but
who know better.
But 1, 2, I mean, more of the room is in favor of it. I'm just trying, listen, I'm trying to be a vessel of the room. I don't care. I just want to, then you have someone like whoever comes in the room and says, no, we didn't, that wasn't the air of the room. And then we spend 20 minutes talking
We don't
about
do
that.
here.
No, but then it happens in the big.
We don't. do that in
So
this committee.
I'm gonna write a positive resolution, call the question, okay? I am gonna cite these things that we find to be not as pleasing as we'd like them to be, and then let everybody duke it out in the room. If it goes nowhere, George, you don't have to say anything. If you're there and wanna talk and defend yourself, and then we'll do it like that,
Thank you.
okay?
Thank you.
Okay, and,
I'm gonna do a quick vote.
okay,
Was there a second?
that's it.
Second,
Jason,
Yes.
Vicky,
No.
Netta,
yes.
Jared,
Yes.
Vera,
I'm gonna abstain right now.
Nice.
and William.
Yes.
The motion carries. Have a good night.
Okay, that was hard work. Thanks,
You
guys.
guys-
It is very hard.
Chair, any new business?
You know, no, we want more members. I'm trying to get Liz.
3 items for 5 P are postponed to July.
Yep,
So just reminding you.
Okay.
And can I have a motion to close the meeting?
motion to the meeting.